Hi, it's Jordan Teen 1, and today I'm going to show you how to make a new bracelet called the Mini Filmstrip. And here's what it looks like. It uses a woven pattern. It's nice and skinny, and I decided to do the rainbow neon colors in the middle and black for the outside. So you can see how the bands in the middle just stay straight and connect end to end. And then the outsides just are like a fishtail. So you can make this bracelet on either the Monster Tail or the Rainbow Loom. I'll show it on the Rainbow Loom today. But on the Monster Tail, you would just place the long bands from end to end, and the middle bands would just go back and forth between these two sides. So on the Rainbow Loom, you want to have your loom set up in a staggered position so the pins are not in line with one another. And you want the arrows or the opened ends to be facing towards you. You're going to need about 68 bands to make this bracelet, and today I have white for the outside, and then I have the Rainbow Loom jelly bands in the rainbow colors. So you'll need about 8 of these in total. So I have 2 of the red and the orange, and then the rest I just have 1. I'm going to start on the 3rd pin up in the center row, and I'm going to take my first color, which is red, and it's going to go from that pin to the next pin above, and there's no twisting. And then I'm going to take my outside color, and this time I'm going to go to the 4th pin up on the left hand side, and the band is going to stretch straight across to the right. And now what I want to do is take the red band that's closest to me. I'm going to take it off of that pin and move it to the pin above. And now I want to take the bottom band and pull it over the top to make a slip knot. And now I'm just going to put my hook inside of here and take this off and just wiggle it back and forth and pull up gently to make that slip knot go snug against. I'll just put it back on the pin there. And so now I'm just going to place another white band on top of where I did the first one, so it's going from the left side over to the right. And now what I want to do is take this red band and have it switch to the pin below. So I'm just picking it up and moving it down. And now I'm going to place another white band on. The white bands are always going to go in the same spot. And now I'm going to take the red band and it's just going to move back up. That's all that it's going to do, is just go back and forth for the length of the bracelet. And now that I have 3 layers on of the white, I want to remove the bottom layer. So I'm just taking this bottom band and pulling it over the top and releasing it, and then the same thing for the next one. And now I'm ready to add my next band. So I'm just going to push these down. So now white will go on again, and then the red is going to change sides. And now every time I put a white band on, I need to remove that bottom layer. So I'm just taking this bottom band from each of the sides here and push down. Now as your bracelet starts to grow, this pin's going to be a little bit in the middle. So you just are going to have to push it off to the side so it's going to grow down in between the pins. And if you have a loom that has a solid base, you're just going to have to get the bracelet to grow out in between the pins. So I'm adding another white band. It's going straight across, and then the red's going to change sides, and then remove that bottom white or whatever color your outside color is. So I'm just continuing in the same pattern, always just remembering to switch the position of that center band, and then remove the bottom. And then eventually that center band is going to get tight, and you're going to have to extend it. And I'll show you what to do for that. Just get these sides removed here. So when you feel like this is getting too tight and you need to put your next color on, what you're going to do is just take your next color, so I have the orange, and place it on these 2 pins in the middle. Now you want this red band to move over the top. It's important to keep the bands on the same side that they were on. So since we took the red off of this top pin, we want to make sure that it stays up there when we do the orange. So I'm taking the bottom and moving it up. And now I want the bottom orange band to come over the top. And I'm just going to pull this up and make a slip knot. And I want it to be pretty tight. I'm going to put that back on. And then you're just going to continue on. Now I feel like my band is getting hung up here, my bracelet, so I'm going to force it to move over here and down. Once you get it started, it'll be a little bit easier to do once it works its way out here. And so now I'm doing white again. And I'm just going to keep switching the sides here. And then removing that bottom layer. And now the orange moves over. So that's really all there is to this. I think the hardest part is adding the extension, and even that's really not that hard. And you can see here the bracelet's starting to grow. So I am just going to continue on in the same pattern, and when I feel like this orange band is getting a little bit tight, I will add my next extension, which will be yellow, and I'll just go through all the colors of the rainbow. And when it gets long enough, I will show you how to take it off of the loom. When you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off of the loom, you should have 1 rubber band in the middle, that's your color, and then there's going to be 2 rubber bands on either side. So I'm going to start on the left here. I'm going to pick up these 2 white bands and move them to the middle, so to make sure they both get on there. And then I'm going to take the other 2 white bands on the right and move them to the middle as well. Again, make sure they both get on. And so now I'm going to reach my hook down through these white bands. I'm going to get all 4 of them to go behind my hook. And I'm going to pick up this orange band and pull it up through. And make sure you don't lose it off of your hook. And I can release the rest of these. And so I have a clip here. I have an S clip, but you can use whatever clip you have available. I'm going to just hook that through the one side, and then I'll go to the other side here. I'm going to get these 2 white bands here on the end, and I'll just hook them through the other side of the clip. And then here you have your mini film strip bracelet. And it should look the same on both sides. And then here is the other one that I showed you at the beginning, where I used the black for the outside and then the neon rainbow in the middle. I hope that everyone enjoyed making the mini film strip bracelet. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!